Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, we're going to look at a different kind of reanimation, Rakdos Reanimate. I originally wanted to make a reanimate deck with Koma, the World Eater. The idea is that Koma can't be countered, and whenever he deals combat damage, we get 4 3/3s. It doesn't say we have to deal all 8. He is a 8/12 trampler, so just by being able to deal 1 damage trampling through, we'll still get 4 3/3s. That's the idea of the Koma card, and it can't be countered, so it's very difficult to stop. He's got uncounterable ward, but he does cost 7. It's a little bit hard to kind of hardcast him in a current standard that's super fast. So my idea is, what if we reanimate him? Well, reanimating a Koma is great and all, but he is ward, not hexproof, and not indestructible. So you can get board wiped, you can very easily get Koma killed. So instead of just having Koma out and not do anything for a whole turn, what if we just haste it? Haste it with Bitter Reunion. So that ended up being part of a Rakdos Reanimate deck that I found that I think it's relevant, right? There's a lot of ways to play Reanimate. This is a different way to play. So the idea is that we can reanimate either Koma or Atraxa or Valgavoth and then win that way, right? Any of these reanimation targets are good, and this is also an 8 reanimate deck, except we're going to run 4 push-pull. So that would give us an instant speed reanimation that is also haste. So when you pull cards like Valgavoth or Koma off from the graveyard, yeah, they're going to go away, but it is a lot of damage. And on top of all that damage, Koma leaves 4 3/3s, and Valgavoth gains us the life. Atraxa also gains us life and gets us a bunch of cards. So all that is fine, but we have to back that up with something. And one of the things that I noticed we can do is we can actually pull out an Aclazotz from the graveyard. And when we have to sack it, it just turns into a land. We deal the damage, we make our opponent discard a card, and then Aclazotz turns into a land, which is still sort of useful. So let's talk about the whole deck list. In the early game, of course, we want to have a little bit of disruption. So we have 3 Duress. But then we also want to have a lot of removal. So we have 4 Bitter Triumph. Of course, Bitter Triumph is the best card in a reanimation deck because we want to discard our creature cards from our hand. We also can use 4 Push. Push is just 2 mana, destroy target tap creature. So it's a removal when it's early in your hand. We also have 4 Bitter Triumph. Bitter Reunion. This deck is bitter. 4 Bitter Reunion to toss a card and draw 2 cards, and 4 Fear of Missing Out to toss a card and draw 1 card, which is fine. Fear of Missing Out can also give us double combat if we get Delirium, and even though Pull has to sack at the end of the turn, it doesn't say that we can only attack once. So we can untap for a second combat, and then sack it after the double combat, which is just fine. We'll get all the damage through anyways. Turn 3, we have a little bit of Brotherhood's End. I'd much rather have a different kind of board wipe, and that is the turn 4 Elder Dragon's War. So outside of the 4 Zombify, we also have 2 Elder Dragon's War that can deal 2 damage to the board, or in Chapter 2, discard any number of cards from our hand and draw that many cards. And in Chapter 3, we get a 4/4 Dragon, but that's not relevant at all. Normally, it's just about discard that number of cards and draw that many cards, so that on that turn, we can discard one of our reanimation targets and then reanimate it. Turn 5, we have 1 Aclazotz and 2 Cruelty of Gix. Actually, 10 reanimates in the deck, because Cruelty of Gix is technically also a reanimation spell. We're going to look at our opponent's hand to make him discard a creature or planeswalker card. Normally, we're not going to play on Chapter 1 unless we're playing a drawn-out game. Chapter 2 allows us to search our deck for any card and just put it in our hand at the cost of 3 life. This is fine because our deck gains a lot of life. And then, or our reanimating creatures gain a lot of life late game. And then, of course, Chapter 3 is just reanimating a creature. And it doesn't say you control or on your graveyard. Just reanimate any creature. So if our opponent's playing a reanimating deck, we can take their Valgavoth. That's also always fun in a mirror match. And of course, the end game, 3 Koma, 3 Atraxa, and 1 Valgavoth. None of these are going to get hardcast. All of them are reanimating targets. And in this deck, it's fine. If we draw them in our hand, it's very easy to get discarded. So the land base wise, we're going to have 24 lands. We're going to have 4 swamps and 2 mountains. There's a lot of black spells that we want to cast early. And then we have 4 Blackcliff Cleave, 4 Blazemire Verge, 4 Rancorious Theater, 2 Relentless Vents, and then 4 Sulfurious Spring. This way, we're never going to get color screwed in this 2-mana deck or 2-color deck. And Rancorious Theater can also help us surveil out some of these cards that we want in our graveyard. that's the whole idea of the deck. It is not a reanimating deck, but I do think this one plays differently because it is charging, right? It's got haste, and you want to hit your opponent the moment that you reanimate so that you get the values right away. So that definitely plays differently from your normal reanimate and sit there to see what your opponent reacts with when you zombify a Valgavoth or something. That's really all I got. Now let's go into the games. Alright, our opponent is Twisted Dealer. Well, he's going to be twisted. He's going to make... What kind of deal is he going to have? We go first. Okay. Only... We got a Zombify, but only 5 and 6 drops in our hands. I don't know if I can keep this hand. It's not a very good hand, especially against Boros-looking sleeves. So, mulligan and see if we can do better. We keep 6. We'll probably put back the Valgavoth. I don't want Atraxa either, but do we reanimate Atraxa or do we reanimate Valgavoth? Maybe we'll reanimate Valgavoth. Well, I put back the Atraxa. No, I put back the Valgavoth. Right, I bring in Atraxa, I draw a bunch of cards. We'll start with, okay, Blaze My Reverse, Blaze My Reverse, that's fun. We'll start with the Vent. This is still going to be black land, so there's at least that going. Okay, so not. Oh, there's that deck. This just destroyed, so I don't want that to happen. Do we Fear here, or do we Bitter Reunion? They're both pretty good, but I would like to draw 2 cards rather than drawing 1 card. So, let's discard our Atraxa to draw 2 cards. Wow, okay. Those are good cards to draw. We got Koma. Deep Cavern Bat. What do they take? We got a Zombify, we got a Push. We also got, you know, more loot next turn. They take our Zombify, he's already scared. Where is this going? No attacks? Wow, okay. Not even attacking with the Snarling Gorehound, which is weird. I mean, I know he can see the push, but does he think I'm going to use the push? Let's get a Fear out. Discard Koma. I shouldn't play the land first. That was my mistake. Not that I need the 4th land anyways, but, you know. Again, my mistake. I don't think I'll get Delirium in this deck. It's not that easy. You got that 4 card types. Interlang Sanctifier. Infestation Sage. That's a weird card to put in the deck. I guess he does have dice triggers, but still weird. Alright, we do have a Bitter Triumph that I can use next turn. So, let's just hold up our lands. Don't want another Fear? I don't want another Fear. I already have an enchantment in the graveyard. I don't need to put another enchantment in the graveyard. I have Instance. I assume we'll have Sword. Ellis Alcor. Pretty scary. Infestation Sage. That's probably Raise the Dead, but there's not that many things he can raise. I'll take it. Alright, let's Bitter Triumph. We'll discard a card. We'll kill the Deep Cavern Bat. We'll take the 1 damage. We'll get a Zombify back. And we go to my turn. Is it a land? It's not a land. Oh boy, okay. So, if I Zombify, I should get Delirium, right? Guess I'll have to do that. I should be able to get a land with Atraxa. Should be able to get a land. The key word here being should. Let's just get a Swamp. Zombify will be useful. A Fear of Missing Out. And an Elder Dragon's War. These are all pretty good cards. Now that I can play this land and sack to get haste. I get double combat. Alright, he wants his creature to die. So... well, what do I do? I kill the LSL core? You can bring both of them back. That's fine. Alright, does he have the Raise the Dead? Nope, no Raise the Dead. GG. Alright, our opponent is KZ123. He's very KZ. He even goes first. Oh, well, we have Bitter Reunion, but I don't really have any card I want to toss yet. So, we're going to make the best of what we have. Red. Heartfire Hero. Okay, I no longer make the best of what we have. I hate it. I hate everything. Let us play a land and pass turn. So we can Bitter Triumph to toss our Koma. The problem with that is I don't get anything out of it. And he also has green now. So I don't think I'd toss the Koma. Right? I think I played a Fear. Because he can definitely protect the Heartfire Hero. And then my Bitter Triumph doesn't get anywhere. Don't know if this is the right play. Questing Druid, alright. I get a push-pull. That's another removal. It's not a reanimating spell until I wait like an hour. Okay, he's got a land. So he can now torch or play the lizard. What would he like to do? Koma doesn't life gain. Right? Koma doesn't do anything other than create 4 3/3s. And he can trample through all those 3/3s if he really wanted to. Higher Claw, no, okay. Another Bitter Triumph is pretty useful. Man, this deck is very bitter. There's a bunch of bitter cards. I could take 3. If I take 3, I don't lose a creature. But the Higher Claw might still get me, huh? He has green, so he definitely has protection in his deck. So I think what I should do here... because I can kill one of them, right? If I kill one of them, he protects it. Oh, he attacks, I block. He pumps, I try to kill it. He protects it. I don't get anywhere. So... I don't want to lose 3 life. I don't have that much life or creatures on board. I guess I will. This loses 4 life. Yeah. Still have a blocker. Whew. Feels bad. 1 turn off because opponent went first. If I have 4 mana there, it would be a different game. He's attacking. So he's got a buff spell, but do I really care about my fear of missing out? He's got a torch. So we trade. That's not as bad. Not as bad. This is probably pretty bad. Alright, what do we toss here? The Bitter Triumph? Okay. Sure. I guess that's something. Now I can Bitter Triumph the Questing Druid. Pay another 3 life? Nah, that's a discard card. Discard one of the push pulls. I need this land, otherwise I would discard it, but I need this land for Zombify and then Haste Koma. Right? It's 8-12. 8-12 is very difficult to get through. But I don't have much left. He has no board, so he can't Haste 14 damage, hopefully. You never know, these decks can fling. They definitely can throw down their flings. Or Or fling down their throws. Or something, but we got Zombify. Yeah, this is a janky deck, but I want to make this janky deck work. I think we have 3 Bitter Triumph, which is kind of, you know, wonky, unfortunately. He played a tap land. Okay, so can't attack with this. Plays the Questing Druid. Not as afraid of the Questing Druid. Am a little bit afraid of the Emberheart Challenger. We'll have to take 2 from that, but that's okay. That's okay for now. Because, let's bring back our friend Koma. And give Koma Haste. It's Trampler. 8-12 Trample means I get those 4-3/3s. Yeah. Let's go. 8 damage in the face. So the Koma Serpents are here. They're here to rumble. Innkeeper's Talent. Alright. Let's get this thing started. He has a ward. I can't target his creature very easily. The Emberheart Challenger is a 4-4. Where's your attack going? No attacks? You should have attacked. That's probably the last turn you're going to do anything. Yeah, GG. See? Alright, let's do the math here. He didn't attack, right? So, his best... Oh, come on. Hurry up, let me view. His best case scenario is double block the Koma. Or maybe 4 damage from Koma and 2 damage to block a 3-3. And we still have 4 damage as trample, so this 4. And this does 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. He'll be at 1 if we just full swing. And we still get 4 3-3s, he loses board. So, yeah, there's no way to get out of that. GG. Alright, our opponent is Handa. He's got a hand on Da going first. He's Da going first. Well, I mean, this is not a good hand, but I'm going to keep anyways because I got Bitter Reunion into a discard card. So hopefully I'll draw into the cards I need. Or I can just do that. That also works. So I guess we don't have that. Start with the Rancorious Theater. Atraxa can go as well. Don't really care for that in my hand. If I can draw another card I don't need, I can also pitch that. Thunder Trap Trainer. What he's gonna train into? Something threatening. Alright, let's get the Blackwood Fleet out. And we will Bitter Reunion out of Swamp. Or maybe a Sulphurous Ring. Alright, more cards to discard. Perfect. Bunch of nothing. Storm Chaser's Talent. Alright, he's being talented here. Hopeless Nightmare, another card out of my hand. Good job. See, this is the deck I would never face when I play the Balog deck. Balloth deck. But, you know, shows up every time when I play anything else. Aclazotz. I like Aclazotz, but I can't really reanimate, so I'd probably still keep Aclazotz, to be fair. It's lifelink, so it will keep gaining life back, and if it gets bounced, I can just play it again. Storm Chaser's Talent. Alright, let's see if he goes wide. I got a lot of lands I can discard, that's for sure. Down to 12. Very painful. Goes to my turn. So he actually held up a counterspell. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's probably just a bounce spell. Chapter 1. Wow, okay. All his stuff died. And now he's going to... Oh, I thought he was going to bounce his Hopeless Nightmares. He didn't do that. He's got 5 mana for something. He didn't do anything there either. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna throw away 3 cards? I'm gonna need 1 land at least, right? So throw away 2 cards. Okay, I have a Duress. Do I Aclazotz this turn or Duress into a pull next turn? The Aclazotz doesn't get me anywhere, so... But if he had a bounce, he probably would have used it, right? Oh, that's kind of tricky. You know what? I'll Duress. Nothing else I can Aclazotz into a Bitter Reunion next turn. This is a 4-mana Duress. Go for the throw and nowhere to run, huh? You can have your nowhere to run. I don't care about that. Does stop ward. He's gonna sack a Nightmare. He only gets 1 card though. So if he gets a Nightmare back to his hand with a bounce spell, I'll discard the Aclazotz. 2 to the bottom. Okay, he doesn't do that either. He does have Go for the Throw in his graveyard, so he can get it back with the Storm Chaser's Talon. Thunder Trap Trainer. That's a pretty good card. What would you train into? Okay, that's not a very good card. So, you're going to pass turn here. You got 2 nowhere to run. Into a big old dragon. And you're about to get hit by something even scarier. He might not notice. But we're about to pull out something from the deepest depth of our deck. Or our graveyard, really. So, go to my graveyard. Here's an Atraxa. Here's Koma. Yeah. GG? You want to go for GG or you want to keep going? I am absolutely fine if you want to keep going here because I got my combo in. There you go. Good game, you stupid Nightmare deck. Alright, our opponent is Aces Wild. 92. If you're born in 92, I can guarantee you Aces are no longer wild. Not a great hand. Not that bad, but not great. Also, opponent goes first, so probably another aggro deck. I got 1 Duress. I wish these Duress were cut downs when we play against aggro, but that is the curse of best of 1. You tech for control or mid-range, you see aggro. You tech for aggro, you see mid-range. Yeah, there it is. Another turn 1 Swift Spear. Riveting gameplay. Aclazotz, huh? Am I gonna get anywhere with the Restless Vent? Do I need to get that out on turn 1? I don't think so. I'd much rather not die to a monster's rage, but I might probably not hit it again anyways. Oh, okay. Well, there's a rage. There's a Slick Shot. I think this deck, it makes more sense for me to toss Valgavoth into the graveyard. Yeah. We're gonna get mana screwed against a red deck. Even better. Riveting gameplay. We have so many card draws in the deck and didn't draw any of them. No Fear Missing Out. No Brotherhoods. No Bitter Bitter Reunion. Is that the card? I'll take the 2. That's all you're gonna do. I'll even go to my turn. I get another Duress. Okay, still mana screwed, huh? Yeah, that's the way it goes. Now I don't even know what I can draw to get out of this, because it's just a lot of damage every turn. Another Swift Sphere. Swifties are scary. Do we take this damage? We take 3? No, I don't think we take 3. But okay, if I remove 1 of the creatures, I will have to take 4. But I'll still do it. So now we have to take 4. And he gets a pump spell in. I mean, he can torch it, I guess, in response. If that's all he has. I doubt that's all he has. But that's all I have. It's just an embarrassment of creatures. Might have been me. Alright. We take 4. Can I please draw a land? Or am I gonna be sad? Okay, it is a land, but I'm still kind of sad. Can it be a Zombify top deck? Zombify, 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 Zombify. It's a land. Aclazotz is pretty good. We Duress him again, but it's... Oh boy, is that a squeeze? No, that's just a sleeve. Oh, it's a shock? It's gonna shock me? Burst Lightning, that's a shock. Alright, it discards the last card. So at the very least, he cannot buff his Swiss Sphere with the Burst Lightning, or with the Torch. Also can't buff with the Burst Lightning. Okay, he plots, attacks for 2. Not fun, but I will survive for now. Let's put out the Aclazotz. He is lifelinking. Lifelinking is very important, right? So without it, I would just die. Slick Shot, show off. Probably just attacks full out. Alright, we'll try to trade. It's not great, but at least I gain 4 lives. Oh, no, never mind. I still gain the 4 life, but I don't get the land. So up to 7 again. Now, we clear his board. Nice draw. Take that, you shifty Swiss Spheres, you. Probably draw another haste creature. Didn't draw another haste creature. Unbelievable. Alright, well, toss 3 cards. If I get a pull, would I be sad that I didn't toss 3 cards? Yeah, you know what? That toss 2. I need 6 lands for a pull. So I want to draw 2 cards. Those are dead cards. I'll draw another land, right? I'll draw another land. If I don't, I'll get removals and stuff. Okay, fine. Alright, you got me there. But then the pull is a 3rd card, so I wouldn't have drawn it anyways. Cruelty of Gix. That's a reanimating spell. Just gotta survive 7 damage this turn. Oh, it looks like he has nothing. I get a dragon. Take that mono red and all of your, you know, arena babying is not gonna save you from this pull. No, I don't want your graveyard. I don't want those trash. You can get my trash. Yeah, yes, please. I like to pull in an Atraxa and a Koma. I could also pull a Koma and a Valgavoth. That would be 9. That would be 9 plus 8 is 17 damage. But this is more fun. Yeah, GG. We get Atraxa, we get all the cards, and you get your red out of here. Aces are no longer wild. All right, our opponent is Myro34. Man, there's 34 of them. How am I supposed to be all of them? Or maybe he's 34 years old. Welcome to the 30s. We go first. We got everything, so we're gonna get punished by some other jank. Probably a counterspell deck. Just, I mean, I'll keep a Zombify, more so to hide the fact that I'm Zombify deck. Not a counterspell jank yet, but you never know. So, let's get the Bitter Reunion out. Now the jig is up. Please don't exile my graveyard. That's pretty much it. Alright, this is a good second turn. Let's find out what you have. Alright, he's got 2 cut downs and an Unholy Annex. Get rid of that Annex and good luck with whatever you got next turn. You're not gonna like what I have. We'll go to my turn here. Alright. Let's start with Zombify. Maybe he just quits right now. I mean, how is he supposed to fight this? With 2 cut down and a Bloodletter. He could have a Shielder's Edict. That's all he could have. He didn't have it, or he would have played it. So the Bloodletter is coming. Maybe. The Bloodletter is here. Alright, what do I do with this? Can he attack to kill me with a Bloodletter? I don't think so. Well, we can always find out, right? Let's Duress him. Okay, he's got an Anoint. It's mine Anoint now. Take 9. 3 cut downs and he wants to keep going? Okay. That's fine. We got a pull, which can't really pull anything. I have a Zombify that I can't Zombify anything. But he wants to play an Unstoppable Slasher. He thinks that that will get me? It won't. I'm sorry to tell you, but you gave me the card that kills you. Take the 4. I'll go to my turn here. I'm not actually quite sure how this works, but I'll find out. I anoint this. This is your card. He's going to cut down in response, probably. Yes, now it's going to be tapped. And now I have... Oh, I have this. Whoops. GG. Alright. I don't think he wants to play that out. Because I think he wants to cut down so that it doesn't die to the anoint, but it gets exiled by the Valgavoth. Yep. I'm sorry that you got outplayed by the deck. Alright, our opponent is Luxuria01. Luxurious. And there's only one... sorry, there's 09. I can't read. Okay, we got reanimating spell, reanimating creatures. Everything seems to be going good, so what could go wrong? And we get to go first. I guess whenever I ask that question, I get to find out the answer eventually. Kappa Cannoneer, huh? Temple of Abandon. Whoa, okay, I have no idea what's going on here. Is it Jund? Well, let's get this going. Drop the Atraxa. Drop 2 cards. One of them is a land that will help us play the Elder Dragon War. What is he going to play? Just... Oh, okay, it's Delirium. He's also delirious. Alright, since we're both delirious, let's see who's more delirious. Do I just kill this Fear? Because my Fear doesn't do anything. It draws me an extra card, but I don't really care about that extra card. I need 5 lands, though. Because I want to play the Elder Dragon War. Right? So I think I need to be a little bit more careful with the board presence. Cruelty of Gix costs 5. So I'm just going to hold up the Bitter Triumph this turn. Second Fear. I'll take the 2. I'll wait till post-combat to give him Delirium, I think. He might have protection spells. He didn't protect that one, so that's good to know. Go to my turn here. I get another land, so I think this turn I just push. Or, yeah, I just push. Destroy your tap creature. Alright, that's gone now. Then I could Fear. I can toss the Elder Dragon War. And keep my reanimation spell in hand and a Brotherhood's End. If I top deck Zombify, that would be probably the best card. No guaranteed though. He has 4 mana for a Venus Flytrap. Alright. He's got Delirium on that Venus Flytrap. It's a 4/6. Oh boy. Okay. So, do I have instant, sorcery, enchantment? I don't actually have creatures in the graveyard if I reanimate though. So, right, so enchantment, instant, sorcery, no creatures. So I can't use the fear of missing out thinking that I will get it, because I don't. But I still think I get the, Can I kill the fly trap in any way? I guess with Zombify first. We'll get this 7/7 in. We'll get a Zombify, a Fear. It's an enchantment, right? Let's get the Aclazotz. Valgavoth is good. Let's get another land. Blaze-Mire Verge is probably the best land. That's everything I can pick. I already have an Atraxa. I don't need to pick another Atraxa, so I think we'll go with this. Death Touch, lifelink. I gain the 7. That gets me out of any current jam. Doesn't get me out of the entire jam, but hey, you know. Alright, Landware Elf. Does he want to trade? He doesn't trade. So he probably has some, you know, protection. First strike? Okay. Double strike with no trample. So, there's a 6-8. What can I do against a 6-8? Nothing much. But I could get a 9-9. I'll play a Fear. I'll toss the Valgavoth. Outer Dragon War, huh? I can Zombify Atraxa again. It is Death Touch lifelink. I think it's better. And I also get more cards. So Bitter Reunion is very useful. Enchantment, or yeah, creature-wise, I get another Fear. Let's look at what else I have. Zombify, definitely. Actually, I have 6 mana. I can get push or pull. Let's get a land. Let's get a. I have a basic land already. Let's set Rancorous Theater, and let's get Atraxa, right? No, let's get Fear. No, let's get the Atraxa. No, let's get Fear. I don't know which one is better. Honestly, I think Fear is better because I have an Atraxa already. So if I attack, would he block it? Now I don't need to attack. He's attacking again. He wants to pump the Fly Trap into the moon. First strike, trample, just keep going. First strike. Trample too? Oh, he's gonna exile the Atraxa. That's fine. I didn't put an Atraxa in the graveyard, so that was my mistake. But hey, you know, he's got no lands. I'm going to call GG on that. Because he's not going to be able to fight this. Actually, do I have creatures in the graveyard? I have sorcery, enchantment, no creatures. Yeah, sorcery, enchantment, and instants. No creatures. So I got to keep that creature in the graveyard. Can't forget that. So let's do it this way. No, actually, is it up to? It's up to, right? I'm just going to submit 1. Double trigger. There's an additional combat. I don't think you can get through this. This is like infinite combat. Actually, I don't know if Fear of Missing Out is going to be infinite combat, so let's read what it does. Whenever the Fear of Missing Out attacks for the first time each turn, so no, only 1 combat, not infinite. But, you know, 2 Valgavoth attack would have killed him anyways. GG. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you see all the reanimating things, how does this deck feel? I have to come clean. I cut out maybe half the games because a lot of the games I faced against, I was fighting mono red, and I actually had to cut an Atraxa to add in a Brotherhood's End to make this deck work. And then immediately, no more mono red, all mono black, and they were all exile and somehow get rid of my Atraxa. Of course, matchmaker shenanigans, but overall, I think I was able to get over a 50% win rate. I think I won 6 games out of the 11 that I played, which I feel okay. Not great, but okay about this deck. Overall, though, I do think this is a fun deck to play. It is another dimension to reanimate that a lot of times people forget, right? The haste version of the reanimating with push-pull. Push-pull happens a lot, well, at least I play a lot of version of it when I'm playing Pioneer or Explorer. But in Standard, people forgot that this card actually exists. Pulling 2 creatures out of a graveyard and attacking your opponent with it is sometimes game-breaking, or not game-breaking, but game-ending. And don't forget, the pull is not just your graveyard. If your opponent's playing some crazy graveyard shenanigan, pull it from their graveyard and attack them with it with your fear of missing out to get double attack triggers as well. That also works. So sometimes when our opponents play graveyard hate and they got a vacuum going, they forgot to vacuum up their own creatures, you can pull their creatures as well. So that is kind of an idea for this deck, but overall it's just your standard reanimating deck with a spin on giving a haste with the Bitter Reunion. Overall, though, the Bitter Reunion I think performed quite well because it gave us a lot of cards that we need, and on the turns that we needed haste, we did get haste. So I'm pretty happy about it. The draws are also not as bad as I assumed they would be in today's game. A lot of times when I needed Zombify on turn 4 or 5, I did draw them. Makes me pretty happy, but we do churn through a lot of cards in the deck, right? Bitter Triumph turns into 2 cards. Fear of Missing Out turns into a card. And then Elder Dragon's War turns through as many cards as we need from our hand. And that means chances are we'll draw one of our 10 reanimating spells and be able to hit our opponent with one of these big beaters. Fun deck. I'd recommend that you try it if you get bored of the stale meta before the Aether Drift comes out. And that's really all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.